Hello and welcome to the second tutorial of the Flux One sample library brought to you by Silver Screen Audio. In this tutorial we're going to be going through the Woodwind, and as with the strings I'll just play through a range of the different samples we have in this section so you can get a good feel for what the Woodwind have to offer. So as with the strings, there's a whole range of different gestures, textures and techniques in there, everything from special effects to conventional techniques. And again, one of the main factors about this library is that these sounds are already well prepared, mixed and balanced so that you can just transfer them straight into your project without too much extra mixing. So looking at how we've set it up, in this case I'm using the individual patches, but of course you can load the whole Woodwind section through one Kontakt patch as per the strings and warp sections. What we do is we click in the Woodwind folder, and here we've got the flurries, Morphing Textures and THX-ish sounds. Now just looking back to the flurries patch in more detail, these are basically a range of conventional and familiar woodwind techniques. I mean, it's everything from trilling texture beds, decorative flurries and cluster runs that can fit neatly into your music in whichever way you see fit. As per the string section, we've given you the same variables and controls to edit the sounds accordingly. The speed controller is set so you can adjust the tempo for each individual sample, allowing you to match real-time tempo in different compositions, and as before, can be manipulated by using your mod wheel or any other MIDI controller you might have. The reverb, dynamics and offset functions are here too, with the same purpose as per the strings. Now, another feature to note across the strings and the woodwind patches is this function down here in the bottom right hand corner. It's the round robins. As each sample is so specific, the vast majority of them will have a round robin setting, which allows you to play the same gesture twice or multiple times with multiple variations on that sample. This giving you more versatility and scope to use the samples across contrasting compositions. Moving into the Morphing Textures patch, this is where things start to sway more on the extended woodwind technique side of things. As with the strings Morphing Textures, we focused on recording sounds and effects that blended from one idea to another, allowing such transitions and demos to be that much more convincing to our ears. Particularly with these larger samples, the speed controller suddenly becomes even more useful than it did before, allowing you to condense such large passages of music into much smaller musical phrases and vice versa. With the THX's samples, again, as we also did with the strings, we based most of these sounds off the music to the THX advert. Figuring out ways in which the woodwind could best imitate such musical techniques, we came up with a set of sounds based on chromatic runs and flurries, while the other set of sounds dived more into microtonality and pitch bends. So slightly smaller than the string section, but just as diverse and loaded with different woodwind colours that you can put straight into your compositions and demos. You can find the tutorials for the warp section and the string section next to this video. And please remember, if you want to try out this library before buying it, you can download our free version, which will give you a set of select samples that best represent Flux 1. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and any further information/details to the library can be found at our webpage, silverscreenaudio.com, and also with our partners, luteaudio.com.